don't know about
Alright,
this baby though.
are you
Whoever
ready?
picks it up a bit better. Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright, after you.
Hello, people of Generous. This is Cedric Heinz. I'm with my good friend Abel Kuno. You're tuning into the Philosophy Hour.
Yep, this is Abel here. I'm with Cedric. Forgive us for our any slip-ups we have. It's been a while since we've done one of these.
Yeah, it has been a while. It's back in London in the 90s. Was our previous show. Um, yeah, I think it was not the perfect slot, was it? 4 o'clock till 5 in the morning. Um, but yeah, very similar sort of time of the week is to this. But the good thing was, finishing so early in the morning, at least we got to, sit and have our discussions and yeah, a little bit of partying in our younger days and things like that as well.
Yeah, those were the days. Those were the days. So we're pretty much just gonna talk to you guys about some thoughts that we have and some philosophy and stuff like that. And eventually we'll probably have some people on and talk to them about it. Isn't that right, Cedric?
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And really, what we're looking to do is we're just trying to make it easier for a lot of people to cope with the situation that they find themselves in. One thing that can be said for Abel and myself and a lot of people who live with us here at the community, we never really panic, we never really worry. In terms of our state of mind, we're quite happy. Life isn't exactly how any of us would like it to be, but hopefully we can help you take that a little bit more in your stride. Would that be fair to say, Abel?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We do this mainly to keep people sane in the wake of craziness that recent events have caused. We like to we always say a clear mind presents a clear life, something like that, right?
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And I think one of the things that we will discuss a lot is death, and the fear of death as well, because it's always waiting around every corner. So we'll give you a few thoughts on that. Do you have anything to kick us off on that, Abel?
Um, well, I don't really have anything on death today, but I did write down you know me and you we used to talk about Nietzsche a lot, and I have a quote to
Yeah,
start
yeah.
us out. I'd like to read. So one time Nietzsche stated that let's try and get this verbatim. He said, "To live is to suffer. To survive is to find some meaning in the suffering." Do you agree with that, Cedric?
Fantastic. I think that's exactly right. Suffering, unfortunately, is living. Life was always suffering before this, and always will be after this as well, if it ever does come to it. One of the most important things I like to think about was an old philosophy pal of mine. Very much when I was getting started off in the philosophy game, if you like. Um, he once sat me down. I had a bit of health problems, and I was, you get a little bit worried, or I used to anyway. Um, and I said to him, I was like, "So, are you not afraid of dying?" Because I saw how, relaxed he was about the whole thing. And he said to me, he said, "Cedric, listen, people are worried about dying because they feel like there might be nothing for them after this life. When quite the opposite should be true, really. So you shouldn't fear dying because there's nothing after this life. Because as an experience, it's completely impossible to experience nothingness. Okay, so any problems, any issues that you have from the moment of your death aren't going to be a problem for you anymore. There is, as I say, no way of experiencing nothingness. And he also said to me, because he spent a lot of time in Nepal, um, he also said he found it really funny that he said in a lot of Western religions, um, it's all about, believing in going to a better place, going to a heaven, there being something after this life. But in Western religion and Buddhism in particular, it's very much about not existing anymore. The whole point of enlightenment and that philosophy is, yes, you do get reincarnated each time, but your whole goal is to stop yourself in the end being reincarnated. It's to stop yourself existing anymore. And for a Buddhist, that pure joy and ecstasy in heaven comes in not existing at all. So I think that's something to bear in mind when fearing death and worrying about the next steps after this life. And it's certainly something that we will return to again later in this series.
Yes, absolutely. Just to add to that a little bit, you got to think, if you kind of follow that ideology and the not assume that the best comes after death. I'm not hopping on any religions or anything. You can believe what you believe, but if you believe that life itself has the most, meaningful sustenance, not death, not afterlife, then, you can enjoy your life a lot more. You can do the things you want to do. You just have to put yourself out there and, strength of will type of thing. Just keep pushing on.
Yeah. Exactly, and all that's going to happen as well when it does come to an end is you'll just return to the source of the universe. I mean, originally we were just a bunch of particles and dust and matter that just happened to form together into intelligent life. Over millions and millions of years, we've evolved into human beings through, a one in a trillions and trillions of chances. The sperm that fertilized your mother's egg turned out to be you, and through all that wondrous chaos stands yourself in front of the mirror as you are. So we shouldn't really be here in the first place, so we might as well enjoy and really push ourselves to our limits while we are here. Don't you think that too, Abel?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, life is what you make of it. And as I stated earlier in that quote, you don't want to just live. You want to survive. You want to make the life the best you can, because we all only have one, if we're being truthful. I mean, whether you believe that or not, I personally say
you might as well act like that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Me too. We're not here to change anybody's religious beliefs, of course. People do believe what they believe, and I would love to think that there was something to this, and there may be, and like I say, it probably will be a wondrous, joyous experience, because you'll finally be at peace, as I said before. So in a way, I am religious. I do believe that things will get better after we die. But I think Nietzsche spoke about this best as well, didn't he? In terms of living in the present, making the most out of each moment. But doing what you can to shape things and change the world around you. Because the only way we can really live on is by being remembered throughout history, and playing a significant part in the development of our country, our world, or wherever it may be at the time.
Yeah, for sure. All this non-stop, speaking, kind of led me to think about something, a little plus in the life we now live in. Pre-apocalypse, post-apocalypse, not pre-apocalypse. There's no commercials. No commercials.
I was going to say, I'd hate to. That's fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And on that note, here's a word from our sponsor. No, of course, that is one of the best things. But yeah, I mean, if anybody does want to advertise, we could certainly with the well, not so much money, but we could certainly do with the goods if they did want to advertise something on the stage, and I'm sure. Oh, sorry, I didn't want to sort of piss on your bonfire there, but you said it was a great thing we didn't have advertising, Abel. But as soon as you said that, I had the money signs flash up, or nail sign flash up.
Nails talk.
Nails do talk. That is true. That is true. And although we are living in the moment, it's always nice to have a few nails spare. That's for sure. But don't worry too much about it, is what I always say.
Well, you have any other high points you want to talk about today, or?
Well, no, really, it's just about sort of feeling out. We're still feeling out the format. It's going to be a little bit different to how we used to do it. We haven't got a whole production team here, so Abel, bless him, he's working the dials and the cogs at the same time as having a peak as well. I'm making sure check around the doors to make sure no one comes and interrupts us. So hopefully we can get a bit more professional with the way that we run these, definitely. I mean, you've obviously read a lot of sort of, Manuel Kant, Frederick Nietzsche, and things like that.
Schopenhauer.
Yeah, Schopenhauer and some of the others we used to discuss. What do you think they would make of all this in terms of where we are now? What do you think that would be their move?
If I'm being honest with you, I think when I envision Frederick Nietzsche in today's society,
That's
well,
fair.
if you could call it
That's fair.
society, I
Yeah,
really just see
yeah.
him, just sitting under a tree. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I just picture him,
I know, and just
at
being.
peace.
I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, these guys, I mean, these crazy thinkers, they had their heads screwed on the right way, and they knew that no matter the circumstance, life is what you make of it.
Yeah, and look, sorry, yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt, but you just sort of hit the nail on the head. They would just be, they'll just enjoy their existence.
Exactly.
And I think, because we spend a lot of time fighting for our existence and fighting for our survival, we forget to enjoy the little things. I don't meet a person in the street and instantly fear them. I don't. That's not the way I want to live my life. I may pay the price for that one day, but as I say, if that does happen, I'm not going to need to worry about it afterwards. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. If you accept that fate is fate and death is death, you can do anything you want.
Yeah, exactly. And like I say, the universe is absolute chaos, so you can shape it and you can, yeah, will it to be however you want it to be. If you're strong enough and if you're determined enough, pretty much make this world whatever you want it to be, which is the joy. So, I said this before to quite a few people who I've met over the last couple of weeks, indeed months. And I try and look at every situation. I know, Abel, you're very much this way and kind as well. I try and look at everything as an opportunity. I go as far to say I look at something and I just tell myself this is exactly how I want it to be. I wouldn't have picked this to be any other way. Now, I know that sounds strange. I'm sure it sounds a little bit unusual. But I just think what a fantastic opportunity for me to really grow and improve as a human being, to come up against these obstacles. It must be, I think, the first time we've ever had a radio broadcast interrupted by a heavy machine gun fire.
Yeah, I can't say that's been a happened before. Hey, if the Rooks can hear me, go check that out.
Luckily, we've got some guards here who go and help with the gunshots that sometimes do ring out.
Yeah.
What would you think about a song or two, Abel?
I think let me do a little shameless plug, and then I think I'll leave you to it. Let you do your.
Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna just finish up with a couple of songs which I
Okay.
find to be quite mindful and good for the soul, if you will. But yeah, sorry, you carry on.
I'm just gonna say a little shameless plug, as I said. As you probably know, this is coming from Alter Radio Station. We have a pretty nice community here, full of traders, farmers, and plenty of people to share stories with. We're going to be broadcasting on 87.8 every time we do one of these shows. And yeah, I'm going to leave you with a question. Uh, I want you all to think about it really deeply as well. Are you out there living, or are you out there surviving? If you answered yes to the first one, you may need to rethink your life. Alright, thanks for having me.
Fantastic, excellent, and yeah, well, I'm looking forward to chatting with you and doing this again. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, so I'm just going to see you out with one song, one of my personal favourites, Mr. Bob Dylan. We are a little bit short of music around the place at the moment. We are collecting it as we find it. Only a certain amount of music from the West, unfortunately, lying around. But a lot of the old sort of, what would you call them, protest musicians, strangely, are around
I don't mean to rudely interrupt
quite
you,
a
but we
bit.
have a situation up here.
You're a rook, go deal with it. I'll be up there in a minute.
Max told me to come get you.
Okay, well, I suppose we'll...
Winfield's coming. Go ahead. You can finish out.
Okay.
You're good,
so
Cedric.
unprofessional. I don't work under these fucking conditions. I know my manager's dead about this gig. And my agent.
Hey, remember,
who's also dead.
Circumstances are dealt.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so, yeah, here's Bob Dylan, Shelter from the Storm. Hold on. It will be in a minute.
The record's a little dusty.
Hold on.
Just wipe it off with your shirt.
I'm trying. It's still not. It's sticking. Hold on. The needle's not working. Hold on. Jesus Christ. There's not a single sound engineer alive in this shithole. Sorry, I forgot to sit on there. Not one sound engineer survived. Well, I'm not surprised. They're fucking useless. But still. Okay. Okay, fantastic, excellent. Well, look, I hope you all enjoyed our first show together. Yeah, and we'll be sure to try and mix a bit more music in. Yeah, see you all next time. I don't know if anyone's listening at the end, to be honest.
That was good.
Hold on. Yeah, was that alright? That was pretty good, wasn't it? I loved your little thing at the end, man.